Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here to announce what will replace Symphogear GX for the time being. So, if you saw yesterday's Symphogear reaction, you know that I am taking a break. If you didn't see it, I'm taking a break. I've decided, not because of any issues with burnout or needing a break from it because of the events happening within it exactly. It's more so I wanted to take a break because I want to have that time off so that whatever is about to come is going to hit harder. I explained it in there, but with the events that happened in the recent episode, it's about to get very real. It's about to get very intense, and I want to take a break now to let myself stew in that for a while. It kind of goes back to my entire thing that I talk about all the time about having an issue with binging shows and how I feel that shows are, at least in my opinion, better enjoyed when you have time between episodes and everything. And part of that is sometimes having a break during a season. That's one of the reasons why I take breaks during a season. Another, again, um, sometimes relates to like, oh, I'm just getting a little burnt out, or I'm starting to feel like I could be reaching that. I need to take a break so I'm refreshed for more. This is more of a case of I want to take a break so that when I come back, it's going to hit that much harder because I feel like I want whatever is about to come to really wreck me. it sounds weird, but I'm serious. Whatever is about to come in the next episode and moving on with the rest of this season, I want it to really affect me in a way that gets me like super invested in this series like never before. I've already been enjoying this season probably more than the first two, um, which apparently is a divisive opinion with GX, but I'm kind of on that side. And I really want this to end in such a satisfying way that it excites me more than ever to get to the next season. And I think the best way to do that, like I said, is to take a break here and let myself stew in it. Let myself really, really crave more. So that's what we're doing. We're taking a break. It's not going to be a long break. I'm going to make sure of that. I don't know exactly when it's going to come back, and I don't know what day it's going to end up being. It might not be on Wednesdays anymore after that point. It might just be a different day, but we'll get to that when we get to that. The point is, because of this, I do need something to replace this with. And since this was a spur of the moment decision, I wasn't sure what to do yesterday. When I was recording the afterthoughts for the video, like I wasn't expecting to have to figure out a replacement, so I didn't know what to choose. And so I briefly looked through my list and I had a couple ideas, but I couldn't decide. So I decided, I'm going to wait and I'll get back to you by the end of the week. Well, it's only a day later and I've come to a decision. I had a kind of like 3 or 4 different choices I was kind of mulling around in my head. And they were all, instead of donation rewards like Symphogear is, they were all first impressions. Because I have a lot of first impressions to get back to. And so I felt like I could put one of them in this slot for the time being. And we could just go from there. So I was kind of mulling around a few in my head. And there was one that was newer and a couple that have been on there for a little bit longer. And I was kind of deciding I don't want to do I don't want to put anything in that slot that's like a 45 minute to an hour long runtime for each episode because I already have a couple shows with that, with Cabinet of Curiosities on Monday, and even though it's ending soon, Invincible on Tuesdays, it's like I don't want to like throw in another hour long runtime show right away. So I'm trying to think, and there's one that I've been like kind of mulling over in my head as it is that I wanted to get back to for a bit now. I'm thinking like this might be a good time to bring that back. It might be a really good time because we just had the release back in December, and then short like a month later in digital for the third movie, and that should give away kind of what it is. And this is something I've wanted to get back to because I've heard so many good things about this series, and I obviously only saw the first episode. And that is Sonic Prime. I really love the Sonic live action movies, and some of the Sonic shows I really enjoyed. I checked out the first episode of Sonic Prime. I don't even remember when it was at this point. But I do want to get back to this because, again, I've heard good things about this show. And I definitely want to see more of what we have in store with it. The first episode was really interesting. And I'll talk more about that when we get to that next week. But I am very curious about where it's going to go. Now, with the schedule on the videos and everything, as well as the video schedule in the redirects, between the pre-thoughts and the post-thoughts, I'm probably going to have those changed if I can by tomorrow, but it might have to wait till Monday. Just based on my schedule and everything. It might have to wait. But they will be updated by Monday. And so all of that will be ready to go for next week. But yeah, we're gonna change that right away. And we're going to have Symphogear return as soon as possible while still giving it a break, because we're not going to like have it return after like the next show opens up necessarily. I might find like a specific slot and wait till that show ends or season of that show ends and just do it at that point. Maybe I'll pick a very specific slot for that. I'll think about it, but we will be coming back to Symphogear sooner rather than later. I'm not going to wait forever on that. But I just think this is a really good point for a break, like I said, just to really ramp up my excitement for it. I think that's going to like really make me appreciate this season even more. And again, considering I'm already enjoying this season the most out of the three, well, kind of 2.5 I've seen now, it's something I really want for this. Because I want this season to be, like, my favorite. I really want it to end on a really high note, and I feel, again, that this is going to help my feelings towards that. I mean, you never know. I mean, I might not end up liking how it ends, but this is at least going to give me the best chance to enjoy it as best as I can. So it's a little bit of a different reasoning for putting this on hold for now, but again, we will come back to it sooner rather than later. And it's going to be great when it does. And hopefully, we don't have a year in between the end of GX and the start of the next season. Hopefully it doesn't take as long to get to the next one. But we'll see. I can't promise anything that far ahead of time. But yeah, so thank you so much for understanding and for continuing to support the channel. I hope you're excited for more Symphogear to come in the future, because I very much am, and I'm hoping this makes me even more excited. But I also hope you're excited for Sonic Prime, because I'm definitely ready to check more of that out. And even if I don't end up like really liking it as much as I'm hoping to, and as much as the first episode kind of gave me a bit of an expectation to, I really do hope that I enjoy it. Like, more so than, like, let's say Sonic Boom, which disappointed me a bit because of, let's be honest, expectations I had set for it. But again, we'll talk about all of that in the first step, well, the second episode of the of Sonic Prime. So, thank you so much for tuning in once again, and for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.